Assalamu alaikum, my name is Hamza Abdulwani, and in this case study we are going to be talking about Apple's strict laws and policies on privacy. The main issue here is that the clash between the governments and the tech companies in accessing encrypted information to support investigations. So, the main stakeholders in this case are tech companies, governments, and consumers. Apple's strict privacy protection of user data prevents law enforcement from getting the information for investigation purposes. This has become an issue because when the FBI has tried to obtain the information which was needed to be used to convict some of the criminals and terrorists, Apple refused to help. And then there were some cases that the criminals and the terrorists have died, and the FBI couldn't get access to those information even without the help of Apple.
My name is Shaima Hida Abbas. I'm going to talk about Apple company timeline. So in December 2015, there was a terrorist attack in California that killed 14 people. And these terrorists, they used iPhones. So the FBI contacted Apple to ask them for help, and Apple refused. In February 2016, the federal court agreed with the FBI and asked Apple to let them access these devices. However, Apple appealed this decision and still until today undecided. In June 2015, Cook stated in his speech that the customers' rights to privacy should not be enrolled in the same name of security. He said that this is violating the fundamental rights of privacy, and this can be very dangerous. In 2017, Apple has decided to take a different approach to the battle with China, as they decided to stay silent when China asked for removing all the VPN apps on Play Store, and Apple did nothing against that.
Apple's argument in this situation is that computer code is like speech, and forcing them to write code would be like violating their freedom of speech. And another reason is that if they help the FBI in accessing the data in these criminals' phones, everyone would feel as though they are having their freedom threatened. Tim Cook, who was the CEO of Apple, also argued that allowing these US government agencies to access the data on these criminals' phones would probably cause governments from all around the world to request Apple to enable access to data on their own citizens' phones. And if this happens, then users will be very susceptible to a wide range of security threats. And Tim Cook had said that these threats are actually even worse than terrorists communicating through iPhones. The moral issue in this case is basically down to the question of the pros and cons of providing and protecting consumer data. The stakeholders in the situation have very conflicting interests. Consumers have interest in protecting their privacy, companies have interest in protecting the consumer's privacy, whereas governments have interest in ensuring proper law enforcement. So, in this situation, if Apple provides government with this access to consumer data, then consumers may feel as though their privacy and personal information is being violated. If Apple does not provide this access to governments, then criminals and terrorists can easily use iPhones as a channel to organize crimes such as terrorist attack, drug trafficking, sex trafficking, etc., which will then eventually affect society and all the stakeholders at the end of the day. This question is a choice of the lesser of two evils and weighing which impact has more pros and cons for the stakeholders involved.